Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
This is the Gilbert High student section, and this is Friday Night Blitz! Let's go! Let's go!
Wow, what an intro. Welcome into Friday Night Blitz. I'm Raina Garcia, joined by Jake Brennan. And our game of the week features two teams that kind of have opposite stories this season. Gilbert 5-0, a huge turnaround from last season, or the last two seasons rather, where they only won one game. Carlisle, on the other hand, had a great year last year, made it all the way to the state semifinals, but this year they've really struggled.
Yeah, what was so intriguing about this game was Gilbert was our game of the week once last year. It was actually the last game of the year, and I was so impressed by their poise and their perspective coming off of a losing season, and that's led to a turnaround.
1-17. That's been Gilbert's record the past two seasons.
Like the last couple years, we've been, just loss after loss, and I think, that's helped us motivate us to, be better as a team.
That belief has led to a 5-0 start.
It just means so much to us, especially with all the people who doubted us. It means so much to us proving them wrong, as those last 2 years just made us more hungry for a good season like we're having right now.
We totally believed in ourselves. We really thought this year was a big opportunity for us to prove who we are, and we've had a lot of younger guys stepping up that didn't get the chance to play last year, so we've definitely felt confident in ourselves that we have the ability to go out and win every week.
You got to put your best foot forward, and you still might be wrong on the scoreboard, but you're right in the things that you get along in life. And so I couldn't be more proud of these guys and, everything that they've done for it.
Now that they're winning, the expectation is to just keep winning.
We're now expected to go out, do our jobs, and win every week rather than just play as well as we can. We're really trying to win and show everyone who we are.
This is like the start of a new age for Gilbert football. I feel like this is the year people will look back and say this is where things changed. I think it's only going to go up from here.
On the other sideline, Carlisle is coming off of their best season ever, a trip to the state semifinals. Touchdown! But the Wildcats lost 20 of their 22 starters from that team and are off to just a 1-4 start this season.
And there's nothing we can really do about the past. We wish it was different, but we don't spend any time on it. We just really do a good job, I think, of really just working on this. What can we do to get better? And that's really been the focus.
Of course, with just two returning starters, it's a young team learning on the fly.
That's been a challenge, but it's it's what we expected, but yeah, we're definitely further along than we were early on.
I think the confidence of our team has gotten, overall has gotten a lot better, because a lot of people are playing faster, playing smarter, all those things.
Even though these teams have similar stories just in different years, none of that matters when the pads are strapped on in between the white lines. It's a district game with big implications.
Game of the week, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
All right, let's see it. This one at Gilbert, Carlisle on the road. And you ever seen a tiger on a motorcycle? I haven't until tonight. This one was low scoring. We go to the running back, Will Hawthorne. Nothing crazy about this, just bullying his way down the field. And he actually set up a QB sneak for Connor Rash. The Tigers go up by 7. Now we head the other way. Carlisle on 4th and 1, and Caleb Nordhagen gets off tackle and lays the boom with this stiff arm. Wow, he scores from 71 yards. And then they get the 2-point conversion to go up 8-7. Then at the end of the first half, Owen Madison of the Tigers knocks in a field goal to give Gilbert the 10-8 lead, and then this one goes into overtime. Gilbert wins it 33-29.
And over at Valley Stadium, the Tigers were hosting the Wolves of Joaquin Northwest. First quarter, Damon Head on the carry here, slips out of a tackle. He's just going to glide into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the season, and Valley jumps out to a 7-0 lead. Now less than a minute left in the quarter. Valley with the ball again. It's Drake DeGroot, airs it out to Noah Craycraft up the middle. He turns on the burners and gets the touchdown. And the Tigers double their lead heading into the second quarter. Now it took a minute, but the Wolves finally got their offense going. Sam Johnson sees that Maverick Inman has a step on the defenders, puts this one over the top, and Inman hauls it in for the touchdown. Joaquin Northwest pulls within 7, and they go back to that same play soon after. Still in the second, another long ball from Johnson to Inman for a big gain, putting them deep into Valley territory. Then they're going to go to the ground game here to punch it in. Caleb James does the honors. Waukee Northwest ties the game at 14. And this game was a shootout, but Waukee Northwest goes on to win it 31-28.
Let's stay in the CIML. Ankeny Centennial at home against undefeated Dowling. Obviously a power in 5A, but it's the Jags that strike first after we see Dowling come out on the field in those classic white helmets. Jags with the ball. It's Elijah Porter bowling his way into the end zone. 7-0 Centennial. And then they go back to Porter. Really good running back up there in Ankeny. And it's about the same play. Off tackle, up the left side, gets in almost untouched. Centennial takes a 14-0 lead, but you know Dowling, they're not out of it for long. Rashad Davis makes a man miss and then trucks his way in. No fumble there. Maroons go on to come back in this one. Centennial actually had a chance to win or tie at the goal line and threw a pick six. So Dowling won it 30-17, but it was closer than that.
All right, well now over to Van Meter, where the Bulldogs were hosting the 3-2 Sheraton Chargers. Van Meter trying to stay undefeated here. First quarter, first play on offense after the opening. This one is going to be Ben Gordon. Who else? Keeping with his red-hot season, another touchdown there, giving Van Meter a 7-0 lead. The next Bulldog drive, this time Austin Baumhover keeps the ball on the read option, takes it all the way back to the house, basically untouched. And you could just tell very early on that Van Meter offense would have a day. Baumhover's touchdown run extends the lead to 14-0, but still in the first here, still Van Meter. Baumhover on the rollout, finds Porter Doggett for the wide-open touchdown, and that gave the Bulldogs a 21-0 lead. But the Bulldogs were far from done here. Still first quarter. Have a day, Austin Baumhover. Another touchdown pass, this time to Caleb Moore. And Van Meter takes a commanding 28-0 lead over the Chargers, and they go on to extend their win streak with a 70-0 win over Sheraton. Well, we are just getting started here on Friday Night Blitz. After the break, we'll head to the home of the defending state champs, Southeast Polk, hosting Johnston in a rematch of last year's 5A state semifinal game.
Started studying weather actually because of a love of maps. I am obsessed with maps. I love them.
It started as a kid, and it started from my dad. So we would get up on the roof and watch thunderstorms developing in the distance, and I would watch those like I was watching a movie.
I was probably about 6 or 7, and the thunderstorms would roll through, and then I would just be captivated. So my love for meteorology started very early, and I just kept to it as I grew up.
Watch We Are Iowa's most accurate forecast on Channel 5.5. When the weather is severe.
Here comes a cluster of storms. 8 a.m. could be pretty active here in southern Iowa.
Get the most accurate information with Local 5.
Some frequent lightning, some very heavy rainfall with these storms. Obviously the wind, the prime threat that we're keeping an eye on.
And when power goes down, our coverage doesn't stop with the We Are Iowa app.
Appanoose County and Centerville, some of the most extensive damage we've seen.
We Are Iowa's most accurate forecast, anytime, anywhere, on the We Are Iowa app.
Not all internet is created 10G. That's why more people are excited about the game-changing power of Extreme. We didn't stop at a fiber-powered network. We went further. Extreme's 10G platform brings a new level of fast, up and down. Plus, better than ever whole home Wi-Fi and new built-in threat detection to keep your internet safe and secure. With the power of Extreme 10G, you're going to be unstoppable.
Football is back.
Get ready for college football in Iowa with Cy-Hawk Game Day. Join Local 5 every Saturday at 10:30
and learn everything you need to know before kickoff.
Cy-Hawk Game Day is sponsored by Nissan.
At Broadlawns, we fight for health equity every day, boldly redefining what it means to be a community hospital. Whether it's vouchers for fresh food, bus tokens for appointments, classes for new parents, a book for every child. or just speaking your language. That's what got us into medicine. That's what keeps us at Broadlawns.
You can be a part of Friday Night Blitz with just your phone. Easily share your great photos and video with Near Me on the We Are Iowa app. Click Share with Us, enter the details, and submit. Then watch for your content on Local 5's Friday Night Blitz, Fridays at 10:35.
Time for Play of the Week candidate number 1. It's Carlisle's Caleb Nordhagen with the nasty stiff arm en route to a 71-yard touchdown. That's how you run. Carlisle falls in overtime, though. Stay tuned for your winner later in the show. All right, staying with the team in Warren County, Indianola hosting Boone down at Indianola Stadium. First quarter, a lot of running in this one, including Jake Pontier up the middle, 3-yard score. The Indians take a 7-0 lead, and then it's the QB from the 1-yard line, Andrew DeWall. Nothing too fancy about that one. Indianola goes up 14-0, and then back at the 1, DeWall again, more like Jalen Hurts. Indianola takes care of business easily, 35-0 in this one.
All right, let's head to Waukee, where the Warriors were hosting Des Moines Lincoln tonight. Waukee's Henrik Nemely back to receive the opening kickoff, and he's going to field this one cleanly and finds a nice opening here, and then it's pretty much off to the races. He's going to take this one all the way to the house. I mean, what a way to start the game here. Talk about setting the tone. That is how you do it. It gets the crowd pumped up. He's going to give some love to the fans real quick right here, but Waukee would keep rolling up 21 now here. Gabriel Chae is left wide open, and Beckett Baker gets it to him for the easy 6-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Waukee would extend their lead to 28, but later in the quarter, Baker connects with Cooper Andrews for a 4-yard touchdown. Warriors go up 35-0, and this one was all Waukee. They win big over Lincoln, 58-0, and move to 5-1 on the season. They are certainly a team to look out for.
All right, the defending champs, Southeast Polk hosting Johnston. They beat them in the semifinal last year. Southeast Polk, of course, won that one, but Johnston gets the first laugh today. Will Nuss completes to Jacob Simpson. What a pass and catch. 7-0. Dragons take the lead, and then it's the Rams' turn. Connor Moberly hands off to C.J. Phillip. He comes right at the camera. 20-yard touchdown flex on him. That's an impressive run. 7-7. Then it's back to Phillip. He misses the tackle and goes up the middle for the score, 14-7 for the defending champs. And then it's Connor Moberly wide open, 21-7. And Johnston actually makes this a close game, but number 1 Southeast Polk holds on 38-35.
Over the last several years, the series between Lamoni and Southeast Warren has mostly gone the way of the Warhawks, but tonight the Demons were looking to break a 2-game losing streak in the series. Dave Bingham has the highlights.
Lacona, Iowa tonight, highlighting 8-player. Where else would you rather be than right here? Yes, John Walters, when we started the Blitz, said when I came to Southern Iowa, this was the Binger Quadrant. Well, it is, and these two teams fighting for playoff potential tonight as they go at it, both 3-2. Let's get right to the highlights. Homecoming here to 3-2 teams, Warhawks and the Demons. Jamison Ewing, the quarterback for the Warhawks, looking to pass here, but makes a nice move. We lose him, but then he turns on the Jets, outrunning the defense, gets a couple good blocks downfield into the red zone. A couple plays later, Ewing takes it in. Warhawks score first. Now Ewing going to the air again, this time to Robert Beardsley. Go get it, young man. Good job, Bob. And then Ewing finds Ewing. Jamison to Brogan, touchdown, Warhawks. Demons got a good football player. Ambrose Savage up the middle, takes this one 40-plus yards. The Demons are on the board. Lamoni back in it, but the Warhawks have the answer. Ewing to Ewing on the quick hitter, another touchdown for the Warhawks. Looking good here in Lacona, and then Ewing up top to Beardsley. Big play threat, another great catch, doesn't quite get in. Ewing scores a couple plays later, and then it's the defense for the Warhawks. Caden Carruthers falls on it in the end zone, and then more Ewing to the air. Little slip screen to Beardsley. Not going to, yeah, they do get him. couple plays later, though, what is it? Yes, it's Jamison to Brogan again. Touchdown, Southeast Warren.
Oh, we got it.
That made the score 42-6 at the half, and we got the running clock.
34?
No more action, no more scoring. That did it. You know, Bob Selby, our voice, Jesse Landau, our shooter. I mean, we're just working hard here tonight, but the second half went faster than the halftime show for the homecoming court. But Southeast Warren on a roll. They got 2 big ones coming up. We'll show you more highlights tonight on our Dome Dynasty social media, and of course, next week on the Friday Night Blitz. Send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Bingham. We go from 8-man to the Little Hawkeye Conference. It's DCG hosting Norwalk. First quarter, Norwalk back to pass, and it's intercepted by DCG's Tate Perrin, and that sets up a TD. 7-0 Mustangs. Norwalk again with the ball, and another turnover. It's a fumble, but this time DCG doesn't capitalize, so Norwalk gets the ball back, and it's Aiden Harder somehow fighting off the sack, showing off patience, finds Brady Smits. Tie game at 7, which is the score at half, and DCG goes on to get the win, 17-7.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll go inside the huddle with the Ames Little Cyclones as they look to bounce back after a tough loss in Week 5.
At Taco John's, we never judge a book by its cover. But if the cover is a one-of-a-kind flatbread coated in aged cheddar, crispy shredded potatoes, and our signature potato Olay seasoning, we say, judge the shell out of it. New Cheddar Crunch Tacos, only at Taco John's.
Football is back.
Get ready for college football in Iowa with Cy-Hawk Game Day. Join Local 5 every Saturday at 10:30
and learn everything you need to know before kickoff.
Cy-Hawk Game Day is sponsored by Nissan.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, they say that friendship can be a tough nut to crack. But if you're lucky enough, you can find a friend to pick you up, lift your spirits, show you the savory side of life. But then again, I reckon that's Fairway in a nutshell. Because at Fairway, you're family.
Save big on your painting projects with 11% off everything at Menards. Ultra is an interior paint and primer in one that provides a clean, durable finish. Get a gallon for just $19.29 after rebate. Save time on your painting projects with Grand Distinction. It's a premium paint and primer in one that offers superior surface coverage. Pick up a gallon of Grand Distinction interior paint for only $32.89 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
When the weather is severe,
here comes a cluster of storms.
Local 5's coverage doesn't stop with the We Are Iowa app.
Should be in our southeast counties, the strongest storms.
We Are Iowa's most accurate forecast, anytime, anywhere, on the We Are Iowa app.
If money talked, it would tell you about the premium ingredients on Taco John's Valuest menu starting at $1, $2, or $3. Hand-cut sirloin steak, crispy fried chicken, and fresh pico. And if your appetite talked, it would say cha-ching. The Valuest menu, only at Taco John's.
We're the Man Meter Bulldogs, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz!
Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Des Moines Orthopedic Surgeons.
Well, the path to success is rarely ever linear, especially when you're as young a team as Ames High is. They have several young guys playing key roles this season, and the upside to that is that they're getting valuable experience, but they've had to learn some hard lessons along the way, like how to stay the course when the losses begin to pile up. These next 4 games will be critical for the Little Cyclones, and it's their best chance to stack some wins and keep their playoff hopes alive. But beyond that, it's also about creating momentum for the program going forward.
What it means to us is 4 games, 4 wins guarantees us we're in the playoffs because our strength of schedule and all that type of stuff that goes into the RPI. So our kids, to their credit, I mean, they buy right into that, and they're like, yep, we get it. We've kind of taken our lumps. Hopefully we can learn from some of those things.
Not having such a great season this year, and it's easy to find out and think, oh man, maybe last year was just a fluke, maybe it was just like a lucky year, but you really just want to leave a foundation for those young guys to build on and make sure that they don't doubt themselves and doubt this team, doubt the coaching, and that they will develop themselves, find experience, and get better over time.
Well, it was homecoming tonight for the Little Cyclones as they were hosting Ottumwa. And Ames gets off to a pretty nice start. They give it to Jamison Poe, their playmaker, and he's got an easy path to the end zone. Touchdown, Little Cyclones. They go up 7-0. Now, you heard Coach Sauser talking about the young guys in key roles. Cameron Canton-Wine is one of them. He loves to run, and he's pretty good at it. Shakes off the tackle there on his way to taking this one 89 yards for the score. And Ames doubles their lead. And that wasn't the only big run they got tonight. Canton-Wine is going to do some good stuff with the pass here. Going to get it to Lane Kinney over the top. He does the rest here, taking it 69 yards for the touchdown. And the Little Cyclones get a bounce-back win over Ottumwa, 62-23.
Urbandale hosting Des Moines East, a good-sized student section on hand in the whiteout. Jayhawks with the ball, and it's Jalen Brooks finding his way to the end zone. You see him dodge a tackle there. Urbandale missed the extra points. They go up 6-0. Second quarter, Brooks already has his second touchdown, and here's his third. Urbandale goes up 21-0, and they take care of business 52-0.
Let's head to Nevada now. They were hosting Knoxville. First quarter, Connor King with the screen pass to Jacob Kunsarath, works his way to the sidelines. No one's going to catch him. He goes 65 yards for the touchdown to give Nevada an early lead. We'll move to the second quarter now. Cubs up 14, and King finds Kyle Kingsbury in the flat. He goes the distance, 59 yards for the score. They get the 2-point conversion after that to go up 22-0. Now up 36 in the fourth. King connects with Gavin Edgeland for another touchdown, and Nevada shuts out Knoxville tonight 43-0. We'll keep it right here on Friday Night Blitz, because on the other side of the break, we'll recap Bondurant Farrar's big win over Humboldt and this week's Dome Dynasty recap, plus how they fared in their Week 6 matchup against Hoover.
Being Latina means to me being a part of a beautiful community and being part of just a wide range of diverse cultures and experiences, and being part of something that's a lot bigger than just myself.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we always want to give you more variety. That's why we developed Buffet Your Way. Order your favorite pizza for the buffet and we'll bake it and make sure you get the first slice. Like thin crust prairie, pepperoni and green olives on stuffed crust, Stampede, buffalo chicken with jalapenos. You name it, we make it. Oh, Carl, I wasn't actually ordering. No, Carl, don't be like that. Come back, we'll eat them.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Keep them coming, Carl.
Football is back.
Get ready for college football in Iowa with Cy-Hawk Game Day. Join Local 5 every Saturday at 10:30
and learn everything you need to know before kickoff.
Cy-Hawk Game Day is sponsored by Nissan.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if this year is anything like last year, folks are going to be coming in early to get things for their houses. What you need is a high-efficient gas insert from Heat & Glow. Come in now and beat the rush, and Heat & Glow will help you out with some special promotions on gas inserts. We'll be doing up to $200 off on our gas metal inserts to retrofit into your drafty old wood fireplace. Come early, beat the rush. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
25 words or less.
Cereal bowl. Killer.
Catch eerie new episodes.
I love Lisa's response to cereal.
Killer. Do not have breakfast with Lisa.
Full of frightful fun.
Monster. Dracula.
Zombie.
Frankenstein.
Yes! And tons of treats.
A widower.
5 days a week.
You're going on with another $10,000. Wow! Weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Local 5.
In our second play of the week, candidate comes from Waukees Henrik Nimley on the opening kickoff. Gets an opening and nothing but green in front of him from there. Takes it all the way back, making the house call for the touchdown. Always impressive when it's a kickoff return.
In our game of the week last week, we had a battle of the birds. Bondurant Farrar and Newton, but ultimately Bondurant came out on top. Dave Bingham has a recap from the Blue Jays and the Cardinals in this week's Dome Dynasty recap.
Here we go. I want to go with the blue S Rocket Iowa triple. Hey, listen, if you guys get moving on the double team, they're going to come under. Okay, so if you get moving on the double team, you got to have your eyes in there and jab crotch. Just be focused on the moment. Task at hand, okay? One play at a time. You can't let anything else creep in your mind. You guys are a talented team, right? And what I love more is not only are you guys talented, but you guys are humble about it. And I love that, okay? Because that's the mark of a champion right there.
Mattis to pass, under pressure. Way downfield, and it's picked off. That ball hung up there a long time, and Faltzgraf got under it with the interception for the Blue Jays. Ryle, back to pass. Down the hash and complete. Cram takes the snap, a little high, but he gathers it in, and running room on the right side, he dances into the end zone. 6-yard scamper by Cram. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left. He goes right, and it's picked off. Faltzgraf again. Direct snap is to Cram, right up the middle, and walks into the end zone. 2-yard touchdown run by Titus Cram, and the Blue Jays extend their lead. Mattis again to pass, steps up, has time, fires down the middle of the field. It's Faltzgraf for the 3rd time. Another interception. Running inside the 30, still on his feet. Dragging tacklers down inside the 25. Ryle rolling out, fires to the end zone for Cram. He's got him in stride. 13-yard touchdown pass from Ryle to Cram, and Bondurant strikes again. Angling towards Nichols at the 9. Fakes the handoff, looks for running room, and he is up-ended hard. 5 wide again. Mattis to pass, right hash, on the money to Klein, cuts it back, down the numbers, down the left side to the end zone.
Good job, baby. Hey, that's why at the quarter break I said don't let up.
Cram, up the middle, churning, bouncing, kicking it outside, tries to break free. Ryle, straight back to pass, all kinds of time, and it's picked off. Ryle, high snap, does get it back to Cram, flies outside, right side, down the sidelines. Ryle, give to Cram, bounces out right side, down the sideline, still on his feet, angling for the pylon, and he's in.
Show that block, big boy. Good job. Good job. That's the drive we needed, fellas.
4th and 8. Back to pass. Now he steps up, still fires. Left side, he's got his man. It's Martin with the catch. First down, drive is alive. Mattis rolls left, then flips it to Martin, who walks into the end zone. Ryle fakes the handoff, looks to pass deep down the left side. Faltzgraf in stride, catches it, and he's not going to get caught. Lampy gives chase, but he's in the end zone. Mattis turns, gives to Klein. Good running room on the right side. Good blocking and a burst of speed by Klein. He's down the sideline, outrunning everybody. 68-yard touchdown play. Straight back to pass, under pressure. Rioch hits him as he lets go, and it's picked off. Fight for the ball on the sideline, and it's Guthrie who comes up with it. Cram into the end zone. From 1 yard out, Cram is in the end zone again.
This is what you're going to get like every week, okay? So I think this was good for us tonight. And I think we grew up a lot. They were a good football team, and they did a lot of really good things, agreed? And they didn't quit, okay? So, like, I think we've talked about it a lot, but we got to just keep continuing to grow with our mindset to finish.
Guys on three, 1, 2, 3, yes!
Last night, the Hoover Huskies were hosting the Bonder and Farrar Blue Jays, and the opening kickoff did not go as planned for the Huskies. This one's going to be fumbled deep in their own territory, and the Blue Jays are going to capitalize on it. It's landed Corey, who falls on it for the recovery. We're going the other way. Blue Jays trying to score some points here. Jordan Ryle finds Reed Faltzgraf in the front corner of the end zone. A nice grab there. Just like that, Bondurant Farrar goes up 7-0 with 12 seconds left in the quarter. But later, the Blue Jays up 14. They give it to Titus Cram, and he mashes upfield, but starts to run out of real estate. Takes it the other way into the end zone. He goes for a 53-yard touchdown. Cram and the Blue Jays run away with this one 50-0 over the Hoover Huskies. But there's still plenty more to come here on Friday Night Blitz. Coming up, like the football team they cheer for, the Waukee competition cheer team also has state title aspirations, how they're preparing to compete for the top prize.
Local 5 has the information you need.
Weather is heating up just in time for RAGBRAI. Bike World recommends stocking up on electrolytes, energy snacks to help beat that heat.
The stories we are passionate about.
Local 5's Connor O'Neill met a woman with a doll collection that you just have to see.
A lot of them have different memories associated with them.
And the stories that better our community.
Making sports more inclusive is the name of the game for Adaptive Sports Iowa.
I still kind of get my fingers caught, but I love this group.
Watch Local 5 News on Channel 5.5.
Wyckoff Heating and Cooling gives you peace of mind, as in no worries. It's knowing the Wyckoff family is standing by to help keep your family comfortable this season. It's knowing that Wyckoff always has competitive financing options to fit your family's budget, including no interest and no payments on any new installation. Peace of mind. That's what Wyckoff Heating and Cooling wants for your family.
Wyckoff, for peace of mind under your roof.
Visit wyckoffcomfort.com.
Craveability. It's baked into everything we do, like Perkins Bacon Fest. It's back with a lineup of mouth-watering meals made to satisfy bacon lovers everywhere. From our maple bacon pancake platter to our smokehouse bacon double cheeseburger and big bacon BLT, we're always finding new ways to make your day sizzle. And don't forget, pumpkin spice is back in season. Order online at perkinstogo.com.
Go to Iowa Realty TV and check out YouTube, Facebook, and our home show at 10 on Sunday morning on Local 5. Featured home tours, community info, home design trends, and more. For what's happening in the housing market, it's iowarealty.tv.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Current Toyota owners or lessees may qualify for $1,000 loyalty cash on the lease of new 2023 Toyota vehicles. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Football is back.
Get ready for college football in Iowa with Cy-Hawk Game Day. Join Local 5 every Saturday at 10:30
and learn everything you need to know before kickoff.
Cy-Hawk Game Day is sponsored by Nissan. Coach of the Week, sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
Tonight, Southeast Warren took care of business against Lamoni in some 8-man football to improve to 4-2 on the season. We'll send it back out to Dave Bingham, who's with our Coach of the Week, Shane Rollins.
All right, our Wycops Heating and Cooling Blitz Coach of the Week, Shane Rollins. Coach, this is a lot of fun down here. And at times tonight, it's homecoming week, and there's all those frills and crazy things going on. You kept telling your kids to get fired up, but maybe they were just here to take care of business tonight.
You know, I hope that's accurate. I know they had some late nights doing different homecoming activities, but the crowd was great. Our fans are phenomenal. The kids did do a great job of doing their jobs, doing their responsibilities. Just would like to have a little more enthusiasm while we do it, but they were focused. I'm glad you found the positive for it. So.
Well, and as we watch a lot of programs, and I'm in there coaching sometimes, I've been through it, but they did take care of business. How much did you reach into your archives? You're like, okay, we're going to do something fun here. And what was it, Dilly Dilly? Or what was that all about? I don't want to give away anything to Lennox and Bedford right now.
No, that's just but they have us scouted already, I'm sure.
But I mean, that was fun. I thought that was good recognition on your part, even though the play didn't hit.
Yeah, it didn't hit, but we were just looking for something to get us fired up. It's a play that was a big one for us last year, won us a playoff game. And a couple years ago we ran it got us fired up. So just trying to get something to get us going, but just missed on the throw a little bit. But fortunately, we were able to make other plays in the passing game. I give Lamoni credit.
Yeah.
They shut down our run game very well, so our receivers stepped up and made plays tonight. So
you had a great story because you kind of got here and we could go on. And people don't know it at home, but you just kind of got thrown in and you're a head coach, changing everything, and had success. You've been to the Dome.
Yeah.
That's why Dome Dynasty's here.
Well,
now you got your work cut out for you. How, as you look at it now that you've been in it a little bit, how fortunate were you, and how special is this place? Because what you've done, you can see, and that's what makes small town Iowa great.
It is, but it's not what I've done. I mean, we've had great kids that have committed to doing everything. The parents that support the coaches and let us coach their kids, hold their kids accountable for making the weight rooms, doing those things. It's allowed us to build, I think, a fairly good program. We'd still like to always hit that consistent level, that we're talked about every year. We're hoping to get there, but I'm very happy with where we started to where we are now.
It's fun to be down here.
Yeah, it's a great environment.
I just got to be careful walking around this beautiful grass. I don't want to hurt it.
It's rare anymore to have grass field. So
we appreciate you joining us. That's going to do it for our Wycops Heating and Cooling Coach of the Week. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, you may be used to seeing them on the sidelines cheering on the football team as they seek the ultimate goal of a state title. But the Waukee competition cheer team is also working towards that same goal.
Over the past few weeks, the Waukee competition cheer team has been hard at work practicing stunts and routines in preparation for the state competition in November. On that day, they go from sidelines to center stage.
I think a lot of people, when they think of cheer, they think of sideline cheer. It's like cheering for the football team. But competition, we're cheering like ourselves on. So it's like a different environment. Like we come to work, not to cheer for someone else.
There aren't many chances for them to compete, so every time they step out on the mat, they want to make it count.
As competition cheerleaders, we only get like 2 or 3 performances, and sometimes only 1. Like this year, we're only performing once. So it's like that really counts, and it's so nice to finally watch, to finally have everybody watch you and watch the work that you've been doing for 6 months most of the time.
Like any other sport, putting on a good performance requires teamwork, skill, and perseverance.
Oh, that is a lot of work, and you have to put in the time and the effort to get it to look that good.
It can also be incredibly demanding. Lifting, throwing, catching, tumbling, dancing, and cheering all on beat for about 3 minutes straight. The margin for error is razor thin, creating a high-pressure environment.
It's hard physically, but it's really about telling yourself mentally that you can keep going and keep pushing through it, because you can hit it so many times and still you're nervous at the beginning of your routine, but it's all just really in your head.
While challenging, it's also rewarding and creates bonds on and off the mat.
Being on a team where obviously the trust is so important, so you all become so close together, and getting to just go out and perform doing the one thing we all love so much, and especially when you get those hit moments, it just feels so awesome, and I'm excited to do it one more time.
Well, those girls are incredible athletes. It was really fun to watch them practice. It was super cool. But now it's time to take a look around to see which student sections were among the best out there tonight in our Friday Night Blitz fan cam. So this was the Waukee Northwest student section doing the whiteout theme. They always bring the energy. I love that. And then this was the Valley student section going with the neon theme tonight. Always a classic.
That looks like one coming up. Here's Carlisle. I don't know what they were, but that moon. I felt like I was Luke Skywalker on Tatooine over at Uncle Owen's. But this one was just like the one we saw at Valley. It was a neon theme. They had these really cool light things. There's probably a proper name for them, but I don't care. Which one would you say was the best?
I liked the Gilbert student section. The glow sticks for me.
Yeah,
put it over the top.
That wasn't that.
It's been a long day, folks. Okay, our brains are short-circuiting right now. But it's always, I feel like the neon is like a classic go-to theme for every student section, right up there with like the America theme and cowboy theme. I think neon's one of my favorites, though.
And it felt right with the hot weather tonight.
Yes, hopefully that will be going away very soon because I'm not a fan. Well, on the other side of the break, we'll introduce you to this week's fan of the game. So keep it right here on Friday Night Blitz.
Being Latina means to me being a part of a beautiful community and being part of just a wide range of diverse cultures and experiences and being part of something that's a lot bigger than just myself.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man, it's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
New and current customers can get the titanium iPhone 15 Pro on us. US Cellular, built for us.
The final stone of the championship.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
Roger, this is looking good.
We believe every moment in sports should be epic.
Is that curling? No.
This morning's news, curling fever has taken over the world.
So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
You know, they say that friendship can be a tough nut to crack. But if you're lucky enough, you can find a friend to pick you up, lift your spirits, show you the savory side of life. But then again, I reckon that's Fairway in a nutshell. Because at Fairway, you're family.
At Broadlawns, we fight for health equity every day, boldly redefining what it means to be a community hospital. Whether it's vouchers for fresh food, bus tokens for appointments, classes for new parents, a book for every child, or just speaking your language. That's what got us into medicine. That's what keeps us at Broadlawns.
School's in session, so it must be time for Friday Night Blitz. Everything you need to know to keep up with the season. Tune in to Local 5's Friday Night Blitz, Fridays at 10:35.
Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Our next Play of the Week candidate comes from Ames. That's Cameron Cantonwine on the keeper, showing off his wheels. He goes 89 yards, and he looks winded because I can't blame him in Ames's big win over Ottumwa.
Faith, family, and football. Those three words are synonymous with the late Ed Thomas, but it wasn't just a slogan to him. Dave Bingham sat down with New Old Fonda head coach Brian Wilkin to discuss how Ed Thomas lived by those words both on and off the field.
Let's get up and put them down right now. Right now, 2 more tough quarters. Let's get after it. Let's play Falcon football. Let's go. Ready? Go!
He said, this is probably the only thing I'm going to tell you today. And if we want to talk more about football, we can do that at a later time. But he says, if the only thing I ever teach our kids is blocking and tackling, I have failed them miserably as a coach. And he says, I want you to take that and I want you to think about that. And if you want to talk about football later, we can do that.
Right here, boys, right here. Get the stop right here.
You know, these three characteristics that Coach Thomas and his program were nationally known for in faith, family, and football. And, you know, I think coaches, if you can see some of the documentaries of Coach Thomas and what he stood for and the beliefs that he had, those kids are in your program as well. And it is so important to take advantage of this great award. And just to have a kid nominated says an awful lot about this young man. He may not win, but it says an awful lot about that young man and the characteristics that he shows and has with faith, with family, and with football. And, you know, it's such a great award. There's no award greater that we give from the Iowa Football Coaches Association, and it is simply the best of the best here in the state of Iowa.
Fan of the Game, sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
As we saw in our game of the week, Gilbert has made quite the turnaround from 1-17 the last two seasons to now 6-0, and obviously it's great for the team, the athletes, the coaches, but the fans, they're a part of it too.
We went from a season that wasn't so good to now being, like, I mean, the best compared to that. I mean, we are the best, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? We're going crazy. First game we won, I was like, there is no way. And then we just kept going. I'm like, oh, we going, and we just kept on going.
They definitely have a lot to cheer about there.
Yeah, he earned his Fan of the Game award.
I like the sunglasses too. I need to get some. Well, we've got some reveals to do when Friday Night Blitz returns. After the break, find out who earned the title of Play of the Week.
Local 5 is proud to be nominated for 5 regional Emmy Awards for telling your stories of friendship and compassion.
The goal was to bring awareness to cancer, but through that process, you know, I got a friend.
For highlighting our community's strength and resiliency.
Amazing how many people came.
We're Madison County strong here.
For allowing you to share your authentic self.
It can feel like a loss. The way I would ask people to reframe that, you're getting someone better.
For these and more local stories, visit weareiowa.com.
The internet is buffering again.
Are you trying to ruin my social life?
I should probably just drop out of school.
There's no Wi-Fi in the basement.
It's dead zone. Spoiler alert. Everything glitches. Lousy internet. It's all your fault.
Can't escape the horrors of internet drama? Switch to Extreme and live in peace with an always-on, always-fast connection. Get internet and whole home Wi-Fi for as low as $24.99 a month for 1 year.
Sure, there's a lot to say about what makes Ford Escape and Bronco Sport part of the SUV lineup that leads in brand loyalty. But in the Midwest, words don't hold much weight. What really matters is what your SUV can do. On the go, in the city, and off the beaten path. Get an SUV that lives up to the claims. Ford SUVs are made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months on a 2023 Ford Bronco Sport, official SUV of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if this year is anything like last year, folks are going to be coming in early to get things for their houses. What you need is a high-efficient gas insert from Heat & Glow. Come in now and beat the rush, and Heat & Glow will help you out with some special promotions on gas inserts. We'll be doing up to $200 off on our gas metal inserts to retrofit into your drafty old wood fireplace. Come early, beat the rush. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Middle school student section, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz. Yeah!
Play of the Week, sponsored by Taco John's.
Well, as always, we had some great nominees for Play of the Week, but there can only be one winner. So who is that, Jay?
It's Caleb Nordhagen's fourth down run. And of course the run's impressive, but it's this stiff arm that separated him above the others, and it finished with a score. So that always helps. But man, there's nothing that beats a good stiff arm. That's what I used to do to my younger brother in the front yard. Luckily, or unfortunately, wasn't able to do that in the high school game, but that must have been quite the moment.
It reminds me of like what they call angry runs. To me,
Yes.
that counts as an angry run, especially when you get a wicked stiff arm in there. Classic. I love that.
Reminiscent of Fred Jackson against the Bears, and I don't know the year. Late 2000s, somewhere in there.
Yeah, a little bit more current about my Pittsburgh Steelers. Najee Harris is known to
Yes.
break off some angry runs and some mean stiff arms. But anyway, we got to go ahead and tell the people what our next game of the week will be.
It's Creston and Knoxville. Creston, another great turnaround. It'll be 2 weeks in a row where we're featuring a turnaround on Game of the Week. They are 6-0, and I hear that their quarterback is a highlight machine. So I can't wait to get out there and see it. Knoxville, of course, they're always one of those tough small-town teams and built on the raceway, and they play proud for that.
Yeah, I mean, they got off to a good start this season. Obviously, a tough loss to Nevada tonight, but certainly a tough team, and you just never know what can happen, especially at this point in the season.
Yeah, Nevada's always a tough out, always going to be one of those contenders. So it'll be interesting to see. I can't wait next week.
I am too. Well, we are in the home stretch here on Friday Night Blitz, but we still got a couple more things to get into. Coming up, find out whose performance earned them this week's game ball.
Do you have a cool photo or video you want to share with us? It's easy. Just use the We Are Iowa app, go to Near Me, and you can share with us. There, just upload your picture, tell us a little bit about it, hit submit, and you're done.
Once our team reviews your submission, it'll show up on this map, and that's where you can see what other people are sharing, like your friend Holly, for example. Check out Near Me on the We Are Iowa app, and your next great photo might end up on our newscast.
Football is back.
Get ready for college football in Iowa with Cy-Hawk Game Day. Join Local 5 every Saturday at 10:30
and learn everything you need to know before kickoff.
Cy-Hawk Game Day is sponsored by Nissan.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Add beautiful color to your projects with Minwax Wood Finish. This penetrating formula delivers oil-rich color in one single coat and dries in just 2 hours. Get a quart for only $10.99 after rebate. Protect your projects with a top coat finish. Fast-drying polyurethane provides long-lasting protection for all types of wood surfaces. Right now, pick up a quart for just $12.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Peace of mind, as in no worries. Like when you sign up for Peace of Mind plan service with Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. It's knowing your heating and cooling system will be inspected each spring and fall and will be maintained at its highest level. It's knowing that for less than $21 a month, the Wyckoff family will take care of your family. Peace of mind. That's what Wyckoff Heating and Cooling is all about.
Wyckoff, for peace of mind under your roof.
Visit WyckoffComfort.com.
At Local 5, we value our community.
Because we are a part of it.
We advocate.
Celebrate
with you.
Local 5 News, your stories, our community. We are Iowa.
We're the AGD Centennial Cheerleaders, and you're watching the Friday Night Blitz. Let's go,
Game Ball, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Well, it's time to give away our game ball for week 6, and this week it is going to Urbandale's Jalen Brooks. I believe 4 touchdowns on the night in their win over Des Moines East.
Yeah, and they were all powerful runs, making defenders miss. 100 yards, or no, whoa, that's actually season stats. 593 yards on the season. If he did that tonight, I'd be impressed. But man, 4 touchdowns tonight. Congratulations, young man. That's a big night.
Yeah, that was a good win for them tonight. I mean, anytime you can get multiple touchdowns in a game, and a lot of we're kind of short yard situations. But hey, if you're making plays happen for your team, that's all you need to do.
And if you have 597 yards next time, we'll get you a few game balls. I promise.
We might have to. Well, we are going to take one final break, but when we come back, Jake and I will give our final thoughts on Week 6.
Being Latina means to me being a part of a beautiful community and being part of just a wide range of diverse cultures and experiences and being part of something that's a lot bigger than just myself.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man, it's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
New and current customers can get the titanium iPhone 15 Pro on us. US Cellular, built for us.
You know, they say that friendship can be a tough nut to crack. But if you're lucky enough, you can find a friend to pick you up, lift your spirits, show you the savory side of life. But then again, I reckon that's Fairway in a nutshell. Because at Fairway, you're family.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we give our new customers $365 in bonus bets when you bet just $1. And that's not all. We power up the odds on hundreds of bets across Bet Boost, Profit Boost, and Super Boost. Get your $365 in bonus bets and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Football is back.
Get ready for college football in Iowa with Cy-Hawk Game Day. Join Local 5 every Saturday at 10:30
and learn everything you need to know before kickoff.
Cy-Hawk Game Day is sponsored by Nissan.
Well, before we get out of here, what stood out to you most in Week 6?
I would go with the top teams in the state. Southeast Polk and Dowling facing probably their toughest test for the rest of the season, and both were close games and both prevailed. Those will definitely pay off when we get to the Dome in about a month, which is crazy that we're almost there.
Yeah, the fact that we're getting into October, I mean, where did the time go? It really just flies by during football season. But I think for me, Waukee really is just emerging as kind of a dark horse. I mean, they're 5-1 now in the season. Got a big win over Lincoln tonight, and they got a really great run game, and they're just very dynamic. And so I think they're a team that people may be sleeping on, but they shouldn't be, because I think they're coming.
Since the split, they kind of fell second tier as far as popularity and all that stuff, but here they are, third in the state.
Yeah.
Right up.
Well, another great week down in the books. That's going to do it for us here on Friday Night Blitz. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.